Hi everyone, it's Charlotte here today and we're going to be doing our weekly weigh-in. This video has been done multiple times before and it was actually Stephanie's from Sherwood's Small Pets that kind of made me think about doing one of these videos because she did her New Year's resolutions on her channel. She said she wanted to do more informative and it kind of inspired me to do more informative. So this is in the importance series and this will probably continue until really I feel completely happy with it, but basically I want to do a weigh-in one just to specify everything. However, there have been lots of other pet YouTubers that have been doing this video recently, so making awareness for it, so that's really fantastic, and I will leave the links to their channels below. Now we do this on every Wednesday and I think a lot of people do as well because it kind of, I don't know, Wednesday's just the easiest because it's in the middle of the week and there's not much going on. So generally I do it on a Wednesday and I try to keep up to date with it and do it around the same time and day every single week, because then you will get to know what is normal for your piggy and it will be a lot easier. If something did go wrong, you would notice it a lot quicker because guinea pigs' weights do fluctuate. Now it all depends on what they've been eating or anything, so doing it around the same time and every single day each week is the best way to kind of eliminate that. So there will still be fluctuations, I'm sure. However, if it's anything over 55 grams loss, that is something to go immediately to your vet about because something's definitely not right. If it's around the middle of that, I will insert a picture from the Guinea Links website which tells you how many ounces or grams, when you need to be on alert and everything like that, because that is super duper important and it's something to definitely abide by. Leaning on to this, there is the fact of that you need a proper vet. My local vets have a guinea pig expert there, so fortunately she is local and I go to her every time when I see the girls and she is absolutely fantastic. So you want a vet prior to them becoming ill, because otherwise disasters can go wrong and the vet cannot know what they're doing, and then your piggy is really vulnerable anyway, and then with this vet that doesn't really know what they're doing and you're not close, you haven't got a relationship with them, it's very difficult, and it's a difficult enough time when your piggy is ill anyway. Now what you're going to need to weigh your piggies is kitchen scales. Now you want electronic ones. You can get fancy ones in this. I probably will upgrade this maybe in the next few months because I've had this over a year. I mean, it still works, but it's not really the best quality. And then I've just got a bowl to put them in. So when I do put it on and everything, I make sure it's down to 0 before I actually put them in, even with the bowl on. Then you want something to kind of document all of your weights. So I've got my guinea pig weekly little guinea pig book, and in it I have, to start with, I just have their guinea pig information, so I have like their names and their date of birth and sex and everything, and if they had any special needs, so that if anyone was going to look after them they would know what to do. Then I've also got a daily and weekly care guide for if I wasn't around, and then we have all of their weights. So these are all of their weights that I've done. And when I started with Clara and Arabella, I think I started quite late. I didn't realise that weighing weekly was the thing to do, but I started at 18 weeks old, so I'd had them around 10 weeks by that point. So I've done all of that, and also when Daphne was in quarantine I did it and everything like that. So you want something to be able to document and also write it all down in a chart and everything, and then you can look back at last week, etc. like that. So that's good. Now with my two eldest girls, they are static in weight really, so they don't really fluctuate very much. I mean, they will lose a few grams or they'll put on a few grams, so I'm not really worried about that. However, Daphne is still growing, so I expect to see an increase. Okay, so we're going to start off with Miss Clara. We just pop her in. Make sure it's on 0 obviously before you put them in. Okie doke, so Clara was 981 last week, but she is now 974 grams. So that's really good, because that's only a 7 grams loss and that's nothing to be worried about, not to be concerned at all. So I'm very happy with that. So we will pop Arabella in next, but I normally after I weigh them do a health check on them, but I'll show you that after I've weighed all three, because I find it easier to do it on my lap when I'm sitting down on my bed instead of doing it on a table here. So we'll go and get Miss Arabella and then we will see what her weights are like this week. Okay, so this is all back down to 0. We're just going to pop Miss Arabella in. Okay. Okie doke. So she is at 1021 grams. So she was 1028 last week, which means she's again lost 7 grams, which is absolutely fine. And because we're technically an hour earlier than last week, I'm not bothered about that at all. So that's really, really good. So last but certainly not least is little Daphne, so make sure on 0. And I'm hoping here to see a weight increase because she's still growing. Okay, so she is 866 and she was 858 or 859 last week. So she has put on 7 or 8 grams, which is really, really good, and I'm really happy with that. So next we will do their health checks and I'll show you that. Okay, so the next step is to do health checks. And in this we just want to have a rough look over them, check that all of their eyes and their ears and nose are not crusty or anything like that. So we just check her eyes, which look all good. Don't they? They look beautiful. Check the nose for any crust. We check their ears, just make sure there's no discharge or crustiness. And we also want to check their teeth, don't we? And your teeth are looking very good. So the teeth are actually a big sign of when a guinea pig has got issues with its back teeth. So if its front teeth are crooked or they've been snapped off or something, that is a sign that their back teeth definitely need looking at, and that requires a vet because we can't physically look at them ourselves. Now next, all you want to do is just kind of roughly feel over everything. Now my girls don't like being touched very much in their hair because I think long-haired struggle with being touched more because their hair goes all different directions. So I just want to give her a rough feel over. I know. Just check everything. Make sure her bum area is nice and clean, which it is, that's good. Now I've also brought my grooming kit because I thought that if I needed to trim any hair with long hairs, it's very necessary, so thing like that. Now you also check just with the skin that there's no crustiness or anything like that, because that can be a sign of a fungal infection, can't it? And we had one of those and that was a right toughie to get rid of. And the next thing I like to do is just check their nails. And your nails look okay for now, so I'm going to probably wait a few days and do that, or possibly next week. They don't look too bad, so there we go. But that's all you're really roughly looking at. You want to kind of look at their tummy and like their nipples and things like that, and also their bottom end. I know you don't like it, do you? No. But that's about it really with the health check. So you just want to feel any lumps or bumps that aren't normally there. And once you do this every week, you get to know your animal really well. So you'll know what is normal for her or him and what isn't. So that's a really good step. So I will go and do the health checks all on Arabella and Daphne now. Okay, so next we have Miss Arabella, don't we? Who's looking rather beautiful. So I'm just going to check her eyes as well. And they look all good. And then her ears, and her nose, which looks good, and then her teeth, which all look in line and everything. Just want to check her paws and everything, they look good as well. I know you don't like it. Now this is the worst bit for her because she doesn't like to be tickled all over, so this is where I'm feeling all over her, just gently. But it's not one that likes hugs or cuddles or anything like that, do you? Okay. She feels alright to me. She's got a big belly at the moment, so she must have been eating. But other than that, just gonna lightly turn her over, look at her nipples, and also her bottom area, and also her little feet. I don't think you need a trim. I trimmed her fringe last week, so she looks alright to me. And there we go, and there's no, I can't feel any mats or anything, which is also something to look out for if you have long-haired guinea pigs. Although I might just trim her bum area, because it's looking a little long here, isn't it? So I'm just going to, I don't know if you'll be able to see on camera, but I'm just going to snip just a touch off the back. Okay. You wandering off? You can't wander off, you have to come back. You're the star of the show. Yeah, you're the star of the show. Oh. She loves a good head rub though. Arabella does, don't you? Don't like a tickle anywhere else, just a head rub. That'll do her. Yeah. Such a gorgeous girl. But anyway, I will lastly go and get Daphne, who is probably going to be again petrified of me picking her up and runs away, but so do they all really. They're very skittish little animals, so I will pop her back and I'll go and get Daphne. The last but not least is Miss Daphne, if you can make her out. Hopefully you can, that is her head. So we're going to do the same on her. I might actually give her a slight trim because she is definitely due one, I feel. Because under it she is really only that big. About there. And this is just all fur. So she looks enormous. But anyway, I'm going to just check over her ears and everything. She's got really little hairy ears. It's really cute compared to the other girls. And then her eyes, which look beautiful. Yes. And her nose, which looks nice and clear. And then we just want to do your teeth, which again look lovely and straight and even. And then we're just going to have a look at your little paws, which all look very good. No redness or anything on the paws, which is also something to look out for. I know. And then I'm just going to give her a rough feel. She won't like this because with her coat I think it's quite uncomfortable. I'm just going to roughly give her a feel. It's alright. I know. Okay. And then everything feels alright. Just going to have a look at her bottom end. I know. Oh, you're going to make kisses, are you? Even though you're annoyed. See, I might trim her bottom end because she's got a few bits of hair there. So we're going to give her a slight trim. Now, I might speed this up because this may take a while, so we'll have to see. But hopefully we do it as quickly as possible for you because I know you don't like it. So, okay, let's go. So I think we're all done with her trim. It's just kind of like trimmed her up, made her look a bit neater as well, although there's that bit. I know you don't like it. She doesn't like it very much, but it needs to be done. So especially when having long haired piggies, you need to be able to groom them. But now she looks more like a little cloud. But anyway, so I will pop her back in. But I think that's really the end of the video. So I hope you took some information from this and are going to start doing your weekly weigh-ins for your piggies if you aren't already. And to also reiterate the fact that a vet is very, very important, and also weekly health checks along with grooming and everything. So you've just got to be very on guard and be aware of that piggies do hide a lot of things because they are prey animals, and it's best to be more prepared than underprepared. So that also equates to having the money to also take them to the vets and look after them in general. So just beware. But I hope you enjoyed this video and seeing the girls up close again. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall speak to you in my next one. Bye. You saying bye? No? Should we pop you back in? Yeah, look at you with your fancy hairdo.